I think the adversity from that game was good for us because you want to see how your kids respond, to adversity, and we didn't face a whole lot of adversity in our first game. You got a new team. Some of these kids returning, some of them aren't. So you want to face some adversity and see how your kids respond. And honestly, our kids responded the way I thought they would. They responded like yeomen, and they kept fighting, and it was like we were trading punches there in a boxing match, and eventually we came out the victor. But I was very pleased with how they handled it. Defense, we talked about how they got in 42 different formations going into this game, and they do that because they're trying to find good blocking angles and how they can hurt you. And they were doing that. They had gotten in a formation that was giving us some trouble, and running a play where they had really good blocking angles on our kids, and we had to make some adjustments to defend that play better. And we were able to do that at halftime, and that helped us out a lot as far as being able to stop them in the second half. I mean, I would assume people are going to try and start taking that away from us and make us kind of try to drive down the field a little more. I felt like Gatesville at first was trying to take away our quick passing game, and so when you do that, that opens up the deep ball, and so that's what we took advantage of that. They were, they'd come up and press us or come up and play up close to us, and so that takes away your quick passing game. So when that happens, we're going to take some shots down the field to try and back them off, and I would assume people are going to start backing off a little bit to try and prevent those big plays, because I think we only had 37 offensive plays total, and that's not very many. Usually we're in the 60 to 70 range at least, high 50s to 60s to low 70s, and we only had 37 and scored a bunch of points and a lot, like you said, a lot of big plays. I hope people don't do that all the time, because our defense is on the field all the time. And we have 22 starters, but a lot of our backups start on offense. So, but if they're going to do that, we're going to take what they give us. That's our philosophy, and that's what we did. Who would I compare them to in the past? I compare them to China last year. They're similar defensively, especially. Probably a little better, probably defensively. They got a lot of kids back. Offensively, they've got two really good athletes in the backfield. Their quarterback started at receiver last year. Last year's quarterback graduated, but he's a really good receiver. They got two good receivers back there to do a lot of the read game, run in where the quarterback's reading a down lineman and pulling if he gets the right read. A lot of option, put a lot of people in motion, give you a lot of misdirection. So their offense is different. But the mentality is the same. They're very well coached still as always. And their kids play very hard. They're physical. They're very, in my opinion, they were the best team we played last year. And just watched them on film. They might be the best team we play again this year. Well, last week in the Huntsville game, Huntsville kind of gave them good field position a few times. And it's things like that we can't do. We gotta do a good job on special teams. Win the field position battle, not turn the ball over, things like that. And then we got to play good, solid defense and be disciplined and read our keys and react and play hard. And I think we can, try, if we do that, we can prevent them from scoring as many points as they've been scoring. But they're very good, and we're gonna have to play well. Defensively, they're very, very solid up front. Their two inside linebackers are the best two inside linebackers we faced all year, and I feel like we faced some pretty good ones in the last 2 weeks. But these two together, especially, are very good inside linebackers. Their deep front is not real huge, but they move really well. Leaner, big, leaner kid, taller, leaner kids that move real well. Defensively, they run a 3-4 defense just like we do. They probably stun a little bit more than we do out of it. They're usually going to bring at least one of their backers, whether it's an inside or an outside backer. They like doing that. They like to slant their front a lot, and they've been giving people trouble with that because they're pretty athletic up front as far as the defensive line goes. Offensive lines have trouble with that deep front. The outside linebackers are physical kids as well. Very good up front. To move the ball on them, we're going to have to mix it up. We're going to have to be balanced. Maybe take advantage of some of their aggression, maybe with our screen games and stuff like that. wide receiver screens, tailback screens. You know, we have to still take some shots. I think they're going to, you know, back off a little bit in the secondary, and you know, we'll see. We'll find out. That tends to be what they normally like to do: keep everything in front of them and come up on you. So we got to execute. You know, might have fewer of those big plays we were talking about earlier, and have a methodical drive down the field, take care of the ball. You know, do our assignments, catch the ball, throw the ball well, all these types of things. Well, you know, I'm kind of old school. I always feel like the O-line, D-line matchups on both sides of the ball are huge. I know last year their O-line was very big, and when they got on us, we couldn't hardly get off those blocks. So our D-line's got to be able to get off blocks this week. Our O-line's got to be able to maintain their blocks longer, and those are key matchups. Quarterback's going to have to, you know, read his keys well, because they're going to mix up their looks and things like that, and receivers as well. Got to know what coverage they're going up against so they can run their routes correctly. And things like that. Well, we're pretty banged up. I mean, we're getting better. Most of our, I guess you would call them major concern type injuries, are healing, and we're getting closer to getting people back. DJ Fripp will be out still this week. We're looking to possibly have him back next week, though. You know, Tydrick Williams still out probably another 3 to 5 weeks. DJ Daniels, he's got a cast on his arm, but he played a little bit last week. He's you know, he's healing and getting better, and we were expecting him to play again. Brandon Wilkins was held out last week with a sprained knee, but he was full practice today, and everything looked good for him. So you know, we're getting better, getting some bumps and bruises, you know, as the weeks go by. But you know, these guys are young; they heal fast. At least we hope to do, and they seem like they are. So I think we're going to be okay. Freshmen in JV are at China Spring. Freshmen start at 5:30. For football. Our junior high football kicks off this week here at home. Got 4 teams. 7B starts at 4:30, and 8B after that, and then 7A, and then 8A after that here at home against China Spring. Volleyball starts district this week. They're at Rogers on Friday. You know, starting their first district game. Hoping they start off on the right kick. I think they will. And cross country starts this week as well. On Saturday, they have their first meet at Lexington. You know, JV and freshman volleyball are also playing in a tournament at Salado this week. So we got a lot of volleyball going on, a lot of football going on, cross country. Our kids are busy. That's how we like them. They're busy. They're competing, representing our school, and you know, that's what we want to do. As we dance in the night.